This series of brief video glimpses of the wonderful Flinders Ranges of South Australia was made by Noel Leeder some 20 years ago. A region of rugged mountain ranges and deep valleys, but all of it virtual desert with almost no rainfall. All the videos are centred around the magnificent Flinders Ranges in the far north of South Australia.
Way to the north of Adelaide, and about 100 kilometres further north from Corn, is the magnificent 93,000 hectare Flinders Ranges National Park. Wilpena Pound, in the distance, is undoubtedly the most spectacular feature of this superb outback landscape. Margie is checking out the map to be sure we know where we're going, but I think we're probably heading the right way.
Big country, yep.
Rawnsley Park Station, located below the spectacular Rawnsley Bluff, which is the first significant feature of Wilpena Pound, has an airstrip ideally situated for an aerial circuit of the 90 square kilometre Wilpena Pound. We watch a glider landing. It looks great, but somehow I'd sooner have an engine up front. And so it's all aboard. We have an engine on this one. We trek north up the western side of Wilpena Pound, and as we gain height we start to see some of the shape which typifies the concept of it being a pound. A pound in the sense that it would fence in anything within it, and as it had only one very narrow entrance to the south, it was almost an ideal situation for the early settlers to herd and control their livestock. It is an extremely ancient landscape, one of the oldest landscapes on earth, and as you can see from these shots now, it was formed by an uprising of rock in years gone by, which has since been eroded away by wind, rain, and over the years it has developed a quite remarkable weathered landscape. Just look at that. Think of the rain and wind that's carved those shapes over the years. One of the problems, of course, riding over an uprising area like this is that the plane tends to be quite unstable and bumpy. But we were lucky, it wasn't too bad, and we got some quite good shots without too much shaking of the aircraft and disturbance of the camera. Of course, looking at those landscapes below, the landforms are so finely carved that the wind going up and the uprising currents from them would undoubtedly make airplane travel a bit difficult. Lumpy it certainly was as we went over the ridge there. We're now trekking further into the pound itself to get a better look at it. The pilot is showing that it's going to be even more bumpy inside, and he's right. But we're getting some quite good shots really. We are now trekking across the pound itself, and bumpy it is. This is the eastern ridge coming up, and we will see the steepness of the scarp as we trek across it to the east. Very steep above the plain. Suddenly there's a glider riding the thermals, riding right up into our air path. we have to take evasive action and dive below it. We can dive more easily than he can. This is Wilpena Pound Chalet, the only entrance into the pound. There's the narrow gap going in through the ridges. We're now losing height as we head back towards the airstrip. Our partner is very good. He's explaining all the features of the country. We had radio connection from his microphone to our earpieces, so we had an extra description of where we'd been and what we'd seen. There's the strip coming up, and here we go on our run in. Cut the motor,
It's all done.
and sadly, it's all over. Back to earth indeed. That's all for now. Bye.